My good friend Dima here, local to me, but also the CEO and founder of Sellerize, 8-figure seller. This episode, this masterclass, this just discussion is around shit hits the fan. And so this was all sparked from a post that was made in the inner circle. Someone had some issues with some inventory they needed to liquidate. That's a very common experience that sellers have because it's a numbers game. We have a lot of products we launch that don't go well. We have issues with everything from labeling to certifications to copyright and a type of infringements. And there's all sorts of issues that we face. And so we can give you an idea of how to deal with returns, how to deal with overstock, but then there's all the other issues that Dima was just bringing up that happen as well. So I'm excited to have you on, man. Thanks for coming on and sharing the experience and talking about the bad. You know, most people talk about the good, but let's talk about the bad for a while.
Brandon, thank you so much for fantastic introduction, guys. Happy to be with you on a call. Happy to share the experience and pretty much kind of blueprint of different scenarios that may happen. There's plenty of problems. Let me just list some issues, build up your anxiety and fear, and then I will slowly add up a system and processes how to resolve the issues. What is the quickest path? What is the shortcuts? What is the proven strategies? How people actually recovering from tough situations? How people actually recovering from suspensions? How people recovering from losing the business? Let's talk right now about possibilities and what actually you have to do to prevent yourself from difficulties. Because there's some blueprints that I've built for myself and steps of actions in terms of suspensions, in terms of restrictions, paperwork problems, some ideas that I've built throughout the time. So what we're gonna do, guys, I'm gonna make a practical real life examples, things that you can face in the future or maybe facing right now. I will give you examples. I have one of my friends, actually, I went to his house. He has a birthday. His mom had a birthday, and there was just an LOI with the Tracio selling the business, and the business that got blocked. And he's like, oh my God, you know, like we have right now like calculations and we have to go into the exit. And I went on their computer, I did some reset, and the listing got back in life, and pretty much was saved. There was exited for like $10 million. Imagine that they could lose it, you know, like so they can cancel the deal. So as I'm saying to you, I've been so many times in the different situations. I always keep myself calm. And let's get into the different processes of, let's say, how you should prepare now, what exact steps you can do to make sure if things get difficult, you're already getting prepared. Because sometimes people, they facing an issue, I don't know, like listing get banned or pictures get taken down. What steps you can do to make sure you shorten the time between between actual situation and reaction you can do? Because a lot of people, they start to research while problem just appeared. So in my scenario, what we will always been doing, we've been always writing a plan of action before the action has happened. So let's say if Amazon block your listing, most of the time they ask you for invoices, for certificates, for all kind of paperwork. And this paperwork actually important before you actually get suspended. And it may happen by mistake, and it may happen by negative keyword that been mistakenly uploaded into the picture. There could be a variety of processes that can happen. And it happened to me so many times before. Like my suggestion for you, learn about product you're selling. For example, we sell a lot of beauty products. When you try to sell a beauty product, you don't need to provide allergy test. It's called HRIPT test. But if someone complains on Amazon they have an allergy, Amazon will require for you to provide this test. And it's called HRIPT test. And this test takes about 8 weeks to be completed. And Amazon only gives you 10 days to provide this test. So there's no possible way in the world for you to make it happen. But there's a loophole, legal, official loophole. It's called 24 hours patch test. This test also qualifies for a kind of allergy prevention or something. So knowing these little details, you can actually request things. So that's why you can go to professionals or people who...
Yeah, no, so instead of your business being down in that case for 6 or 7 weeks, now you're not down at all, right?
Exactly. I remember when I used to have a small catalog, or at least my main revenue was coming from limited amount of units. Every single product that, let's say, suspended, restricted, or temporarily blocked was giving me a lot of stress. My main suggestion for you guys, one of the most important skill that you can build up, it's ability to continue launching products. If you will build up a process of continue launching the products, there's nothing that can stop you. Even if Amazon will wipe out your entire business today, the most important part you have, it's a knowledge. If you have a knowledge and practical experience of continue launching products, that's why when someone like calls me and say, hey Dima, you lost entire business, like what's next? I say like, nothing changed guys. I just continue working the same way I've been doing for the last 18 months. I continue launching brands. I continue launching products. For you guys, there's few things that you can potentially face as a risk. Risk number one, when you're launching a product doesn't stick or doesn't sell. So it's the most common problem, especially for those who don't have experience in the proper launches. That's why I'm saying like the practical experience of launching products on Amazon is very important. And for me and my team, when we're launching, we always pre-calculate a couple of scenarios. Scenario number one, we pre-calculate how much money potentially we can make out of specific product we're launching. But scenario number two, how much it's gonna cost us to discontinue a product. It's super important to understand because mistake may happen. You can make a mistake on a packaging. We can make a mistake on keyword selection. You can make a mistake on improvement selection because a lot of people they can create a cup with a power bank and a GPS tracker and something else and probably become $40 cost of goods, and now you have to sell for $150, but nobody buys this, because it's unnecessary improvement, which actually happens a lot. As I'm telling you, my prep center will work a lot with the international sellers who have ideas of product improvements, and there's so many Tesla products, coffee mugs, knee braces with the special strings, and every time I look at the product selection, I like, who gonna buy this? Like,
that's a TikTok product. At some point though, because it takes an influencer to explain it, right? Because no one's searching for it. No one's searching for like a Bluetooth coffee mug, right? With with radio and or whatever. But if someone did a video where they're like, you've got to see this amazing thing, then maybe, right?
Yeah. So in that case scenario, because I've seen a lot of guys like that. Here's the quickest shortcut for you to make strategic steps. Step number one, if product failing. What do you mean when I'm saying failing? The most relevant keywords that you feel are the most relevant for the product are not ranking. The PPC conversion is less than 5% or 4%, so pretty much is almost not converting to the relevant keywords. Nobody clicking, nobody buying. Then from that moment, have to stop cheap product as it been costing you anything. The cost of goods turning into the zero. The product pretty much useless, okay? Meaning a lot of people, they try to sell, let's say the purchase price was $8, people try to sell for 25 and they're not going down in price. They're thinking, hey, I've been buying for 8, I have to sell for 25. So first of all, what you need to determine is the price an issue. So maybe you can start to go down in the price and think, we always turn, like we use Sellerize, and Sellerize we put cost of goods 0. So everything that goes right now into the product promotion, so trying to sell out, doesn't calculate a cost of goods anymore, because technically 0, even it can cost you more if you're gonna try to remove the inventory from Amazon. Because now it kicks in the Amazon removal fee, the prep centers will charge you, or if you remove into your garage, it still costs you time. So the product cost becoming 0. It's super important. You can run some attractive coupons. Attractive coupons, why they're important? Usually like to say, I usually try to choose several relevant keywords. Let's say we sell product for $25. We're choosing super relevant keywords, 3 to 5 keywords that can go after, maybe less, maybe 1 to 3 keywords, because now you're out of budget. You don't have actually opportunity to test a lot. So you have to be super strategic. You're picking 1, maybe 3 keywords that you're gonna go after. After that, you making price super attractive. And another part, you add in coupon code, maybe $2, $3, $5, depends on the niche. Another biggest part for you would be, you have to understand PPC, pay-per-click, is the ability to show to the customers non-optimized products. Is the shortest way for you to try to get to the top just by paying for a placement fee. Right now, I'm giving you a blueprint of discontinue, all right? So don't get messed up with the actual ranking strategy, right? I'm just giving you a blueprint of discontinue. Some of the strategies that I'm gonna tell you doesn't work for re-ranking or for ranking products on Amazon. This is just a blueprint for you to get rid of the inventory, because you will have only short period of time to test And if you see that doesn't anything working, like for example, you're burning another couple $100, if you're not selling that product anymore, like all these steps that I gave you doesn't work, you just simply destroy the product. Even if you purchase product at $10 a piece and you spend $10,000, it's still sometimes worth to destroy the product, then remove product to the warehouse, pay for the removal Amazon fees, pay for the warehouse acceptance fees, because warehouses will take money to take every inventory, count the inventory. There's a lot of mess when Amazon removing inventory. It comes in like piles of garbage, technically. My biggest client who removed inventory from Amazon was a client who removed 5,000 pallets. 5,000, guys. It was just
Holy moly.
yeah, yes. I've seen everything. So, and if any one of you thinking to open a warehouse as a business, you can always reach out to me. I will be freely speaking to you, and I will give you shortcuts how to actually make this as a business as well. It's hard, but it's possible, you know, because majority of my warehouse operations, it's dependent.
Did you open up a whole new location for him?
For him, I actually offered. He refused it, so it was a huge hassle. No, one day we can talk about this. You know how exactly it was working. In 1 week,
5,000 pallets in 1 week.
1 week I hired 40 people. No, we was working night shifts and day shifts just to process the inventory. It was crazy. But you need to know how to operate at that level. You know, it's not that a lot of people don't understand the complexity of running like a serious operations. There's a lot of little steps involved. People hiring, onboarding, management process, software. Let's right now go into the process of, let's say, okay, situation happened, you discontinue the product. There are several scenarios. Scenario number one, you drop in the price, getting coupon, raising PPC, things didn't work out. You destroying. Story end, okay? The next part, you actually feeling that you can withdraw the inventory and sell somewhere else. Marketplaces like Walmart is easy to rank, and sometimes it's easy to sell the inventory, because if you've been buying product, let's say $10, now withdrawal from Amazon probably gonna cost you at top 2.5, so you still have $7.5 sitting in cost of goods. So you can go on Walmart, open a listing, start to sell, go to Bangladeshans or Pakistanians, pay them for the ranking, $100 per keyword, and they just rank and then you sell it, okay? Not ideal scenario, but it may work for you to recover the inventory. Just as an idea, okay? But just to make sure you calculate everything, guys. It's super important now to get into the numbers game, because it's become a numbers game after that. So it should be very strategic. Also, how much focus it's gonna take you and how fast you can get into another marketplace. Because a lot of time you go into another marketplace like TikTok, and they're not approving your shop, or they're not approving your listing, or they want some like additional details. TikTok is also have some difficulties, but that's why we're entrepreneurs. We're solving issues day and night, and the bigger issues you're solving, the more money you're making, because that's exactly how it translates towards the business.